Hello and welcome to the 100 and actually 9th dev update, I believe. With us today, we have a special guest in tradition with us talking to people outside of the ecosystem and influencers. We have LaPetiteADA. Did I say it correctly?
Yes, definitely. Hi, Kira.
How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. The weather is nice. The sun is shining, so I'm super happy. Spring's arrived.
Spring's arrived over there?
Sorry?
Spring's arrived over there already?
Yes. Well, sometimes we have a lot of rain, but it's getting better.
It's about it was about 27 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, so a little under freezing temperatures, a little under 0 Celsius. So a little cold here, but we're getting there eventually. Probably be 57 tomorrow, knowing New York State, but it is what it is.
No, here it's getting warmer every day, so I'm very happy. I'm a big summer girl, so I like the sun.
All right. Well, let's dive right into it if you don't mind.
No, of course.
All right, let's start out with something easy. What brought you into the crypto space? What project brought you in? Let's start with that, your history there, and why it brought you in.
Hi everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Carolina, as Kira said before, known on Twitter as LaPetiteADA. So as you can see on my name, it's Ada there. So I'm started as an investor first on Bitcoin and Ethereum, actually.
Oh wow!
And I love sustainability, so I fell in love with proof of stake consensus after seeing Charles Whiteware videos. So I changed to Cardano, and I started actually as an investor, and then as a content creator, because some friends, the ones that put me into crypto, because I was listening about crypto since 2000, I don't know, for years. I mean, 2019, and in 2020, I started my research, and I asked my friends that were already into crypto. So I learned a lot about it, and they actually told me, hey, if you want to learn more about crypto, just open a Twitter account. There's a lot of things happening there, so you will probably learn a lot and be updated. So just open it. So I did it. I started to create content, and now I'm an official content creator for the Cardano ecosystem mostly, but I love other blockchains as well. I became a stake pool operator myself, and
oh, wow.
Yes, then my pool is called Granita, for those that know how proof of stake work. And I'm actually now a co-founder of a project, which is a token gating solution called Vol3. And if you don't know exactly what token gating means, that means that you can share exclusive content with your holders, your token holders, and you customize the access condition by putting, I want this amount of tokens, or the IP address of the NFTs and all this stuff.
So you're part of the co-founder of building that platform, correct? Nothing like that exists in the Cardano space in the moment?
No, we are the first. I mean, some projects they might have this integrated on their platforms, but there's not like a solution that everyone can use for that, and it's super cumbersome to build it yourself. So we build it to the public, so everyone can use that. We're already working on our SDK, so the other projects can integrate this to their platforms or use it on their websites and stuff. So they don't have to use resources for building this. So the platform's already there, and it's totally customizable. You can put your own brand there, your own logo, the colors, even the call to actions, everything.
That sounds pretty cool. What's your timeline for this?
Well, we are expecting something in between the end of Q2 and the beginning of Q3. So
of this year.
Of this year, yeah. I mean, we started last year.
Okay,
We have a prototype already, which is free to use. Everyone can just jump in and use it for free. But the SDK itself, it's going to we're building it right now. So
I got you. So this is also essentially people can plug it into their own application. You're saying, and kind of segment out the guests coming into their site to be able to say, okay, people coming in with this kind of NFT in their wallet or this wallet address can access this specific content. Other people can't, or vice versa, or that kind of thing.
Exactly. So you connect your wallet and you can see if you have access or not, depending on the tokens you have. You can also have whitelists, and we're even wanting to implement Web2 things like Twitter followers, YouTube followers, and this kind of stuff.
That sounds pretty cool. Quite an ambitious project. Is it a decent sized team? A couple of you working on it?
Yeah, we are for now. We are only 2 developers and myself, and I'm doing the marketing stuff and all the branding kind of.
And what's the name of it again?
Vault 3.
Vault 3.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. All right. So that's an interesting story. So you started off as a Bitcoin Ethereum investor, and I apologize on behalf of the Ethereum community.
All good.
And the chain itself. And then you moved to Cardano because you like the sustainability, but it's interesting. So you moved into a content creator position after that, which enabled you to learn a lot more about Cardano chain. And then from there, you moved into an actual being on a team that's actually creating something. That's like the true American success story, right there.
Yes.
If you were in America.
When I started my journey, it was like, okay, I'm just here to learn and read a little bit. And yeah, now I'm a co-founder of a project, so I will love to invite more people to do that. Start on Twitter, read about it, get educated. It's super cool. I had so much fun, and everyone has an opportunity on blockchain.
That's true. They do. All right, let's dig in a little deeper here. Let's say, so with your current Vault 3 project, what steps are you taking here as far as, this is something that you're developing that anybody in the ecosystem can use. Heck, even with cross-chaining over to Ergo or from Ergo, people could use this. What are you doing in your efforts to make yourself aware make other people aware of your project, not just the community, but integrating with other applications? Are you already reaching out to these people? Are you already trying to make connections and integrate so you at launch it's not only your site, but it's also some of these other subsites so that it can grow from there? What's your projection on that?
Well, yeah, of course we started first building our reputation on the ecosystem, which is very important. And because I'm already a content creator on the ecosystem, we had that part kind of covered. So when your community trusts you, then it's easier for other projects to trust. So what I will recommend to other projects, if they want to build trust and that people believe in what they're doing, and they have to set goals and find something that represents them and make them stand out, and then build on top of that. Show that to the world, stick to it, and try to make key partnerships with people, with influencers in the ecosystem, so they can spread the word. And if you see someone on the ecosystem that it is starting and you see a lot of potential, like it happened to me. I mean, some projects reached out to me, and I was just starting my journey on crypto, and they just took the leap and went to my DMs and say, hey, would you like to work with us? I mean, we don't have anything, but since you're also
we'll pay you in dog tokens.
Yeah. So I said, yeah, why not? We met, and of course, it's very important the trust is always has to be there, and because otherwise it's not possible to negotiate with anyone. So if you find someone that is starting and you see potential, just go ahead and build community together. Like it happened to me. I work with other projects as ambassador, and they started from the very low, and now they're huge projects on the ecosystem, and we grow together. I will recommend people that are it's starting projects to do that, but always stick to their brand. Have like a cool slogan for yourself, and yeah, like stick to that and show to the world why are you here, and always engage with your community. That's super important. And you have to make them feel special and supported.
You know, I did see that the other day. I was looking for some backstory on your tweets, maybe 3 days ago, and you asked a question to the audience, and I'm like, oh, this is a classic, content creator. They're gonna ask a question and maybe engage with 2 or 3 people, but you literally responded to maybe 100 people on that thread. I was like, that's some pretty serious commitment on your part. What
Yes.
in your head makes you do that?
Well, I love to be there for the community. I think people like to be heard because I like to be heard. When I comment something, I appreciate if someone responds me. So I would love to see that. So I always put myself on the shoes of the other people. So and I love to do it. I mean, you create great connections with your community, and if you support them, they will support you as well. So I think that's super important. And if you listen, they they know that they can talk to you. But if you're not there for them, like if they say something and you ignore them or you don't say, I understand everyone has a lot to do and it's very hard to answer to each question or to be always there, but at least try your best. and I know people understand because we are all people, we're all persons and humans, so they will understand if you are busy, but at least that they feel like you're there for them, that's going to build true fans for you and your project.
Yeah, and that scales not just down to the social side, but to the developer side too. There's numerous times I'll go into another chain and hop in a chat and ask for help on something, or ask what something means, or ask where to find something. And a lot of the times it's crickets. So, even on that aspect of it, it's like, hey, I'm a developer, or trying to be a developer, and trying to get some info here. Is anybody there to help out? And you don't get an answer a lot of the time. But yeah, totally understand that. All right, so one of the issues that at least Ergo developers face, I think, is that ever since I started using the Twitter account or the X account for Ergo platform, I get maybe 5, 6 pings a day from influencers and content creators that say, here, would you work with me? This kind of thing. And I go to their profiles, and sure enough, they may have 1 million subscribers or 1 million followers, but I go into their latest post, and literally, like, all it is like, great project, bot UI AI responses and that kind of thing. So as a developer, and I know you spoke earlier about getting somebody when they're first on the up and coming, and they look like they want to take that initiative and want to be part of your project. But how do you have any advice for developers on how to navigate that framework or that scene where you have a ton of fake content creators that are just going to take your money, and separating those out from actually people that do have the initiative and do want to try hard and are into your project as far as that goes? How do they make that kind of separation there, would you suggest?
Well, that's a very, very good question. That happens to me also sometimes. I see people that reach out to me and say, hey, you want promotion? We can boost your profile and everything. And then I go to the profile and I see, okay, they have 2 million followers. Interesting. But I see then the tweets and I realize, okay, if they don't, what I usually see, it's like a petite pattern, which is they usually have retweets. They don't have their own content, which is already a red flag. And the other thing is, if they have 2 million followers, why do they have only 50 likes?
Right.
What's the engagement rate? It's only 1,000 people. Okay, they might have a lot of comments, but if you see a pattern in the comments, then it's already super fishy. So you have there almost, I would say, 4 or 5 red flags that you have to consider. If they have a lot of followers, they might be bots if they don't tweet if they don't have their own copywriting, their own tweets, like they don't have a brand itself, like, okay, cool, you have 2 million followers, but who are you? What are you doing? What are you bringing to the space? Second, the engagement rate, and well, also the likes, the comments, all of these kind of things that you can see if it's if it's probably a bot or true, I don't know. So yeah, I will definitely go and see if all these things are like consistent, and if the numbers matches, then it's probably a good fit. And always think about if you want to promote yourself on Twitter, try to promote yourself with people that are relevant for you. Probably these 2 million followers that this guy has or this girl has are not relevant for your brand.
Yeah, that was my next question. Did you think it would be more beneficial to find somebody that is already ingrained in an ecosystem and is promoting that ecosystem, or somebody that maybe has 10 times the followers but is available, talks about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, Cardano, all those kind of things, Ergo, all those. Which if you were in the position of a developer, which one would you potentially want to rather focus on?
Well, of course, depends on what you want to achieve with your project. If you're focused on bringing more Web2 people into the Web3 realm, then definitely go for influencers that not only talk about Web2 things or they're involved on Web2 stuff, but also in crypto. Something like a cool balance, so you can bring more people into the table or into the blockchain world, and also keep them posted about blockchain. So of course we all want to achieve mass adoption, so we all
course, yes.
we all need more users to come into blockchain to understand how it works. So I think the secret sauce will be find someone that has a bit of educational content, so they can communicate with Web2 people that are not aware of blockchain, so they can be curious and try to learn about blockchain, and also people that can translate blockchain stuff in an easier way to be understand for everyone. Because if we want to spread the word, you need to tell people what blockchain is in a very easy way so they can digest it. And you also have to keep in count that not everyone is a native English speaker. So
that's a big one. That's a real big one.
You have to, sometimes it's not, I learned that if there's people that really want to stand out while they speak and say super complicated words and everything, but then you lose audience if people don't understand you. You're creating doubt and fear. So you're pushing away people. So you don't want that if you want to grow. So you have to use an easy language and easy speak, because the way you communicate with people matters a lot. And always keep in mind that they might not be or have a super high level in English. So try to lower down the level a little and speak from your heart. Make it as easy as possible so that you don't create this fear or doubt that will not give you anything or bring you anything.
We do notice that in Ergo for sure has been guilty of that. You'll have somebody come in and ask some questions in chat, even technical questions, and you'll have people attempting to help them, and then something kind of goes awry where the person responds not quite like you'd expect them to, or they take something you'd say differently. And it's taken a while, but I think people are getting better and better at realizing that, hey, this person might be English as a second or third language, and they may not be interpreting you quite like you think they are, and they may be misinterpreting or not translating what they're trying to say back to you as proficiently as it should be. So yeah, we've come a long way on that, at least, and not jumping on that kind of thing and recognizing that. But I agree that scales from all the way from the community outreach in what's coming out of our mouths, as well as down to the trenches in the chats where you're trying to talk to people. I mean, what's worse than somebody that is struggling with English, comes in and asks for help and thinks they're saying something well-meaning, but they're getting hostility from potentially people trying to help them, or frustration. So yeah, I think that's a big point, Caroline, that Caroline, what did I say?
It's perfectly fine. Both are good.
I think that's a great point you make. And that's something that we've that we suffer from even in channels, in our Sigmanauts channel as well, just trying to interact a community together and recognizing that while we're all discussing in English, it's still not everybody's language. So yeah, that's a great point. And you'll see in Ergo a lot, we do try to mix up the tweets with, sometimes it can be very complicated and sometimes very simple, but it does make me take a second think about, all our content coming out, that about what that level. Thanks. That's a I'll
Great
make me
to
think
help.
about that. Okay, let's dive into what you, as a Cardano peep, know about Ergo, and what is kind of drifting across Rosen or drifting into the Cardano space, and what you've heard.
Well, I essentially learned about the Rosen Bridge because of Sandgate, and they're doing super cool things on the ecosystem. They tweeted a lot about the Rosen Bridge, and I was super excited because I mean, as I told you before, I love proof of stake, and I really believe that the future is multi-chain. So Ergo have been a pioneer for interoperability and privacy, got my attention. So after seeing you release the Rosen Bridge, was like, okay, this is perfect, because now two blockchains are working together, are attracting more people and more users to the ecosystem. Now we are able to merge our amazing communities, and this is what we need. We are all here to fight or to achieve a common goal, which is decentralization, and then we're all fighting against centralization. So I love what other blockchains bring to the table, because we all have our special sauce. Each world blockchain has their own value proposition, and they're solving a lot of problems in their own way. So when I learned about the Rosen Bridge, I was so happy. So I started to talk about it, because it is huge. It is something that it's happening right now, and the Cardano community was also super happy to learn or read about Ergo, and merging our communities was something that not all blockchains do.
No, it's very tough.
Also, yeah, you see
difficult to
also
do.
a lot of hate and
I see
and
Cardano's hating on Solana right now. I think there's some little skiffs on Twitter about that.
Yes, I have read a lot about this petite fight with Solana, but I don't think that's the way to go, because we're all here trying to solve things. We have a common goal. We want to build a different future, and we are creating stuff to build a new era for humanity. So,
all right, so talk to me how we do that. So one of the guests maybe 2 weeks ago, we had a little discussion about that right now in ecosystems, pretty much the technical people are entrenched in it. So you have devs in the Ergo ecosystem that if you talk to them about another ecosystem, they're like, fuck off. It's too busy with Ergo. I don't want to even look at it. Same with Cardano, I imagine. Same with Solana. Same with Ethereum. All that kind of stuff. Well, you ever talk to an ETH bro? That's a whole nother story. Talking to those guys, but anyway. So we talked about since that is such a hard sell. It's hard for me to go over to a Cardano and dev and say, look, Ergo's fantastic. You should come build some stuff over here. While that's difficult, the easier take and the easier switch here is to reach out to the community members and people utilizing the chain and saying, hey, come join us in Ergo and check us out over here. And that's kind of the easier, the riper fruit on the tree, the lower, easier picked fruit. So my question is, how do you do that, or how do you achieve that without saying your chain sucks, come over to our chain? Kind of thing. I know Rosenbridge will kind of help that discussion, and that's helped with Cardano. But what do you see as you see yourself potentially branching out to other chains and utilizing those chains and talking to the community there and learning about them? How do you keep that niceness between the two and the realization that, hey, we're all going to make it, and it's important to have different flavors of blockchains that do different things, perhaps, kind of thing? Long question. Sorry. Take whatever you want and answer it out of it.
I will try to answer everything. Well, in my opinion, I think you always have to focus yourself on the positive things that you are offering. Try not to tell them why are you better, but tell them what you do, because they might feel a bit like it could be a punch in the face, and when they feel like this, you already have a no, right? So try to be supportive, because if they believe on a project, it's probably because they did a research and they are there because they like the project or the blockchain they're investing their money. So I will try to put, if you want to convince them to build or do something on other blockchain, just focus on what you're bringing to the table, and talk always in a positive way, and always accept their beliefs. If they really like the other blockchain, accept that and say, yeah, I agree with you. We all and you can use a speech and say, hey, I understand we're all here for these purposes, and each blockchain has their own secret sauce. We are solving this and this and this, which is also a problem that we have to solve, and it will be great and awesome if you check it out. And always being super nice with the people, because what I think, of course, it's easier to go through persons inside other blockchain that already build trust inside that blockchain, so people will hear what they have to say. But like, for example, if you reach out to another, to I don't know, an influencer on Ethereum, and you reach out and say, hey, can you convince everyone to flip to Ergo? But you still have to convince the influencer that, hey, but why should I promote this project, right? So always stick to your value proposition, to what you bring to the table. Say it, use always positive words, and accept what the other people have to say and why they believe in other projects. And it's not like you're trying to convince them. Just try to tell them where you're cool, and they have to choose if they want to go or not. But they will keep, if you're nice to them and they understand that, hey, this guy is cool, I don't think this is like he's pushing me to go because I'm better and this is better and this is better and better, they might feel attacked, because they are investing in the other blockchain. So it could go very wrong. They will say, hey, you know what, no. So if you accept why are they there, and you show them what you could do, they might flip the half of their tokens and go to your chain.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on that part for sure. I think not just in the Ergo ecosystem, but in other ecosystems too. Developers may sometimes suffer from knowing the answer before they even walk into the room. So, a lot of times they approach things from support fatigue. So they're so used to telling the same thing over and over again about how to do something, and they know their project inside and out, so they automatically assume that they know the answer and what the person's looking for. So a lot of situations potentially are approached that way. So yes, I totally agree, being a little more mindful, understanding that this person may be your 100th interaction of the day, dealing with the same thing, but it's this person's first interaction with you and with your chain, so you have an impression to leave there as far as that goes. So yeah. I mean, that's some great mindful advice there for the devs. Nice. And everybody in the social scene for sure.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, it's very important for people to feel that they are important, not a number, because no one wants to feel like a number. So if you're reaching out, just really be present, and reach out to someone and be there. Like, hey, I'm reaching out to you because I really love what you do, and I mean, speak with the truth. Don't copy and paste to hundreds of people. Just go see what they're doing and really believe on what you and the way you can collaborate together. So if it has the fit for your brand, for yourself, for your ecosystem, then it's a no-brainer to convince the other person. Like, hey, I see a fit here because I see your content, I see what you do, and I think we can work together because I bring this to the table, you bring this to the table, and we can merge these kind of things and, I don't know, build something cool together.
Right,
But
right.
if only copy paste stuff, people first could think it is a scam, which it happens sometimes on Web3. And second, you don't have an emotional connection with the person you're talking with. So it's hard, and you're not seeing the person either. So it's hard for them to trust you. And they might say no from the beginning. Even if the text looks a bit copy paste, then it's worse. Like, you don't have this. In order to negotiate with people, you need as some kind of an emotional connection. So, like, hey, like we did at the very beginning, hey, how are you doing? It's great to have you here, thank you for the invite and everything. This is very important. So you always, as I said before, you always have to put yourself on the shoes of everyone. So if you don't like to receive this kind of messages, think like, hey, if I receive this message, would I say yes? Probably not. And that helps a lot.
Right. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's jump to one more question if you can. We've been going for 33 minutes. I don't want to take you for too long. But I want to know, and maybe others do as well, how you view the memification of ecosystems and how that plays into role with content creators and influencers. Is that a positive thing? Is that a negative thing? Is that so? How do you think it helps to benefit the ecosystem to have like a dog coin or a dog with hat or dog with scarf or those kind of things? And how does that personally play into your role as a content creator?
Well, meme coins are all over, and I think they bring a very different value to the ecosystem. It's like some people are on blockchain because they like to trade. Some people like the technology. But I think meme coins are an interesting part of Web3 or meme blockchains. There's also meme blockchains. I think people like them because, I mean, why not? If you like to go to the casino, it's kind of the same. So if you like to trade and have fun while you're trading and being in an ecosystem and engaging with the community, then go ahead. You have here your meme coin to play around, have fun, engage with community. And it's also a good way to do marketing. If you're there just for having fun, it's nice to have a fun tweet, a fun post, not only about dev or very important milestones of projects. And always, I mean, people use social media for having fun in their free time or to learn. You can use it for a lot of stuff. But if you have meme coins, I think they could bring something positive. I'm not a huge fan of meme coins, but I think they bring positive stuff to the space. It's nice to have fun sometime, and you always have to have everything. You can offer a lot of things, and you cannot make everyone happy. But there's people that are super happy with meme coins, and they're here to have fun. So just let them have fun. And if they're here for that, you have to offer something for them, and that's how we're going to achieve mass adoption. And if you're not here to have fun, to trade, if you believe in the technology and you're an OG and you want to be here and you believe on the blockchain and what we're building, then you don't have to believe in meme coins. You just go ahead and work with other projects or invest in other projects that bring value to what you believe. And yeah, I think that's why we should offer whatever we can to bring more people to blockchain, and that everyone can see what we can do with this.
Well, I appreciate your advice. It is way too practical, and there's not enough drama involved in your advice. Too practical, LaPetite. But no, it does. Yes. I nothing to add to that because it's spot on. I think if people don't appreciate the meme side of it, then stay in your own lane and develop. If the meme people obviously don't have a special interest in the development side, then they stay in their lane, and that's what it is. There's plenty of room for both to exist, and both kind of can rely on the other. The meme community relies on the developers to make things, and the developers also rely on the meme coin people to flood their ecosystem and utilize dApps and that kind of thing. So it's a symbiotic relationship there that some people love to hate, that's for sure.
Yeah, some people really love the drama, but that's part of community. If you have community, drama is always going to be there.
Oh, for sure. All right, so I slip in another question. Here we go. So from early on, you said that the two projects, Zengate was your initial project because they're also working on Cardano, brought you to Rosen Bridge. Are there any other projects that have leaked their way over that you have recall in your ear about that you can spit off? This is just a scientific question to see what is leaking its way over to people in other ecosystems.
Well, since I was speaking about the Rosen Bridge, I actually got more Ergo people coming into my DMs and talking to me about Ergo.
I hope they behaved. Did they behave?
Yes, they did. They're super nice. They're very, very nice.
All right, good. Phew.
And I also I mean, everyone in the Cardano ecosystem was super, super excited about the Rosen Bridge. But I must say I had more people from the Ergo chain talking with me and seeing like, hey, what have you seen on Cardano? Like the Cardano community talking about Ergo and everything. But when I posted about the Rosen Bridge, everyone was super excited, and the Ergo community as well.
Something special, the Ergo community, that's for sure.
Yes, they're super nice. The Ergo community is wonderful. But yeah, I know there's a lot of projects building and using the Rosen Bridge as well, and creating all these Air tokens for the Rosen Bridge. But I haven't heard much after the bridge was released. maybe if you reach out to, I saw that the Rosenbridge won a Catalyst proposal, which is super nice, and the Cardano community voted on that, which is amazing. I mean, if you have the vote of the community, the Cardano community, that means a lot. I tried for the Fund 10, and I didn't reach the goal, so I couldn't.
For Vault 3?
For Vault 3, yeah. We tried last year, and it wasn't possible for us. But so I think it's a huge step that the Rosenbridge got funded from Catalyst. That means the word is out there, the Cardano community is hearing you, and they want you to succeed. They want to see this bridge to succeed. They're happy that you're doing it, and you are a pioneer. I mean, we are doing this together. Rosenbridge, it's like a handshake that we have. So everyone is super happy in the community that you are doing this. I'm sure everyone will flip it slowly and build more using the bridge. It's something very, very new. So a few projects might not know it yet, or maybe they're still figuring out how can they build their own project before starting to to flip and use the Rosenbridge and everything. But I'm pretty sure it's something that it's here to stay, and people know about it, have heard about it, and it's going to explode probably in the next bull run when everyone's super hyped and super happy. So yeah, definitely. I think maybe you could spread the word a bit more into the Cardano ecosystem.
So I was just going to say that it sounds like from what you're saying is that Rosenbridge has a platform already over to Cardano. So it would be maybe wise for ecosystem projects in Ergo to latch onto that and utilize that as a catalyst to launch themselves into the Cardano ecosystem, such as I believe Comet delivers tokens as people come across the bridge. I think Greasy Sex at some point was talking about a mission involving Cardano as well at some point. So that's what I'm hearing from you. So in that, out of all the names that you recognize, Rosenbridge sticks out to a Cardano member. And I imagine that's going to be the same when we go to Ethereum, when we go to Dogecoin, when we go to Binance. That's going to be the name that everybody knows and pops out. So it'd be wise for ecosystem developers in Ergo to do something to integrate or connect or ride that pathway over, as opposed to just, trying to make that jump on their own. That's
definitely. And I'm super sure that if every project can use the Rosenbridge to get Catalyst funded, I'm super sure the ecosystem will be extremely happy. If you want to build something that works with the Rosenbridge and you are mainly on Cardano, I'm sure the ecosystem will vote yes, because we love the interoperability that you guys are bringing to the table. We're huge fans of that. So
we're gonna quote that and put it on a little sticker and put it in each Ergo Cardano Catalyst proposal that you said that. Perfect. Thank you for that quote.
I'm sure.
We're gonna say LaPetite said this. Great. All right. So is there anything you want to leave us with? Why don't you plug your project again, as well as your socials, so people can find you and chat with you?
Yeah, of course. You can find me on Twitter as LaPetiteADA, and I also have there on my profile the direct link to my project, which is Vault 3. You can also find the project on Twitter with the same name, Vault 3. And yes, it's a very cool project. Check it out. Even if you're not in the Cardano chain, we will go to Ergo pretty soon, because we're gonna build this multi-chain. So stay tuned.
That's really good to hear that you're starting on Cardano and coming to Ergo. We've been some people are hard on developers that start on Ergo and then branch out to Cardano. So it'll be really cool to watch that go the other way. So I'm excited about that.
Very excited as well. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. It has been super fun. And if you want to know more about me, just follow me on Twitter. And yeah, we'll be in contact.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Kira.
So that was some good advice from LaPetiteADA. And now we move into the section, as Luivatra likes to say, the ASMR reading of the dev update. So let's give it a shot. All right. Up first, we have an update from ErDoge, who is a mystery person in the ecosystem. What they've done essentially is incentivizing miners by dropping ErDoge every 144 blocks to a random miner that's essentially in a pool with less than 25% hash rate, or a solo mining pool. So that's pretty cool. A way to incentivize just kind of random rewards. And on the back side, there is a swap pair of ErDoge and ErDoge as well. So if they want to be rewarded, they can use a pool to reward themselves to swap that, or they can hold ErDoge and see what happens. So their long-term goal is to incentivize decentralization of hash rate, incentivize mining Ergo, and incentivize Ergo's DeFi ecosystem with bounties. With the miner reward that went live thanks to MGPi's tool, we hope to contribute to the first two goals, which are listed there again. They've also sent 10k ErDoge to the ErDoge revival event. If you haven't noticed that on Twitter or the socials, then maybe you live under a rock, perhaps, and you need to touch some grass. That's been advertised quite a bit out there. And they also sent 20k to Sigmanauts mining pool to offer additional reward for our miners. And what we're going to do there is we're not going to use MGPi's bot because that's more the whole ecosystem. We're just going to write a little script that randomly rewards somebody in our pool that hasn't been a block finder in the last 3 or 4 times. So every 144, same thing, and we'll spread it out over 3 years. They're waiting on Captain Nemo to approve the PR to add ErDoge icon on Nautilus. They were getting kind of vocal about that, but you know, it's understood currently the way that Nautilus works for icons is they have to you push your icons to GitHub, they actually have to rebundle the package and release it for the wallet for Nautilus. So it's quite a process, and they're working on actually changing that so that they don't have to rebundle the entire package every time that happens. Okay, we've got Kushti with Ergo Protocol R&D. Checked a lot of sidechain peg designs. There's been a lot of talk of pegging lately in the channel, I've noticed. Also, contracts done during the last Ergo hack. I think I'm ready to start publishing how to do sidechains, merge mined and dedicated mining POS on Ergo, proof of stake, in addition to the video already done for the last post-hack summit. You did more PR's review for 5021, time to finalize it. It's a GitHub pull and release 5021 and 510. Checking networking code and planned subblocks-based transaction diffs propagation implementation. Made a PR where P2SH disabled again. There's a pull. If changes to P2SH will block Sigma 5.0.14 release. Dexi paid a dev emission script for Gort deployed on mainnet. Next will deploy buyback contract, tracking contracts, bank and LP. Checking with the team what is needed for off-chain part for mainnet deployment. There were some issues in the testnet with modified Spectrum bots. ChainCash, finally another video. Please watch that. That's a great video. And also there, I can't remember his name in the main chat. He takes Kushti's videos and he cuts out the space in between and can reduce them by 20-30%. So all that info is nice and tightly packed in there. Next, currently private group will be made public and we'll start inviting contributors. That's something to look forward to. There'll be community chat on Gluon, Dexi, Sigmanauts. That already happened in chats on Friday. So if you missed it, scroll up in chat for Friday. I can't remember what time. It was in the morning though. All right, Luivatra. Louis has instructed me that it's no longer when Luivatra, it's soon Luivatra. So we'll start off with that. Soon Paideia. Pushing contracts to MVP status, was not happy with repeated code, so made a simple Ergo script processor that replaces any line with number import some other Ergo script with the code in the other Ergo script file, allowing to reuse code. Previously, the tokens designated as staking rewards were locked in the stake contract, but now they will be taken directly from DAO Treasury on each mission. A DAO that wants to stop staking rewards, or just change them can adjust the emission config value. Oh, cool. Made generic refund logic for proxy boxes. Made generic logic for deserializing config bytes into a long value with min, max, and optional default value. We'll continue this work the coming week. Once done, I will move the contracts over to EIP5, assuming the app kit is ready for it. Great. Thank you, Luivatra. Paideia is pretty wicked. Narrow Yoga, also known as Marc the Shark, one of the guests last week on the dev update. Sigmanaut mining pool UI, working through possible bug on multi-user usage of dashboard. Yeah, we had some issues. I was hosting it on the mining core server, and after maybe 5, 6, 7 people connected to it and we're refreshing it, it just stops working. So he's working on that. We have the backup dash in place for now for anybody who wants a dashboard. Finalizing design and implementation front page for UI. This is version 2. Redesigning the main page, the current dashboard, to be more UX friendly, like on mobile, and to add some initial features spoken about in the last updates. QX fan club background. I'm not even going to read that. Okay. Adjusting URL navigation. Once user enters mining address, the URL will be -URL mine. Perfect. So what this does is it lets you bookmark your mining page, and it takes you right to your stats as opposed to having to go to the page, type in, and submit. Perfect. Great job, Marc. We're going to have version 2 up and running by 3/29 at the latest. Once we have version 2 set up and validated moving forward, we can work on just adding features and leaving the formatting UI the same. This was done by his wife, and I recommended this UI design, and I recommended that he divorce her because she made Ergo 90 cents. That's really rough. He's got to talk to her about that. New plot implemented will be released in version 2. Feedback response plot on effort allows users to visualize how their effort is trending. Nice. Ideally towards 1 or 100%. See photo. Great. This is awesome stuff, Marc. Thank you. We got an update with LiquidPhase, THCFM, and talks with both UI front-end designer and front-end developer, and hopes to bring the needed members onto the team. Hosted music event live stream with over 30 hours of live sets from this past weekend, streamed to both Twitter and Twitch at the same time. Met some interesting people out there who are developers, code, sound engineers, and they're also quite impressed with Terahertz conceptually and would like to dive in somehow. So I might expand the team a bit further into the product team. Music live stream started a bit late on Saturday afternoon around 1:15. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 7 p.m. UTC. 19-hour stream it was. Music cut out for a bit because we ran Starlink off a second smaller generator and it ran out of gas while I was sleeping. That's epic. 13-hour stream. Amazing. Cyberverse partnership. I provided some original music for default game soundtracks so there would be more than one default and to promote cross ecosystem collaboration. Yeah, this is really cool. You guys should check that out if you're into Cyberverse as well. Okay, Colby Cellador, Ergo-node, integration tests fixed and merged, SigmaUSD minting, updating version 1, version 2, compare bank scripts PR right there. Atomic Swap, working on integrating password encryption into user account files, lots of cold refactoring and organizing. TBD, live price feed integration, UI improvements, then probably ready for mini public testing. Oh, finally, that's fantastic. Discussions about which EVM platforms may be suitable for mainnet launch in future. Future plans, modularity when switching chains in different swap scenarios, and integrate BTC, Lightning, and Layer 1 swaps. Let's see what else. We have some late comers. No, that's still... Yeah, that's... Oh, we got to the end already. Let's just double check that HQ didn't send something in late like he always does. And he didn't. Okay, that's it. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys got some good, I think, mindful advice from LaPetiteADA. It definitely made me think for a second, hey, how do we approach things when new people enter chats, and how do we interact with them, and how do we essentially make sure that they've been heard and they feel that Ergo is a project that is it's worth staying for. And I think we're catching that. I think we're starting to do that, and we've been starting to do that for a while now. And you'll notice that people come to the chats and they're like, holy cow, Ergo is awesome. You know, people are chatting with me, and they're actually, you know, helping me and that kind of thing. So I think if we keep that up and keep listening to these people and keep helping them out, our community is going to keep building and growing from there. So there you have it. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this ASMR version of the Dev Update. Ciao.